The three biggest changes in 2025 for immigration under Donald Trump are going to be related to green card marriage adjustment of status cases, asylum, affirmative and defensive, and visa delays with counselor processing. This video, I'm going to break down each one of those that affect green card adjustment status, affirmative asylum, defensive asylum, and counselor processing, embassies overseas when you're waiting to get your green card. All right. Now let's talk about this. It's early 2025. Donald Trump became the president, and I know that he's already working behind the scenes to make things difficult on immigration. And some of those you probably see already in the news, the ICE raids and executive orders related to migrants. But the big things I'm telling you guys right now, based on my experience from having done this the first time Trump was president, is going to be related to green card delays in the United States. And what do I mean by that? Well, look, under Biden, it was very easy to do a green card adjustment of status cases. A lot of my clients were getting interviews, and they were getting their cases approved. And many of my clients were getting no interviews. So their green card marriage cases were getting approved, without even having an interview. But now, under Trump, he's probably going to make sure that every single person on adjustment of status has an interview. Okay. So what does that mean for you? If you're applying for adjustment of status in 2025, make sure that you have a lot of evidence. Make sure that your case is really strong. Make sure you're prepared for your interview. Okay. Take an attorney with you. If you have an interview coming up, practice multiple times, because there's going to be a high chance that you're going to have to get an interview and pass that interview before they actually give you a green card. It's no longer like Biden, where people are getting green cards mailed when they file the I-130 and the I-485. That's the big thing. Okay. And why is that important? Because you're going to get a lot more requests for evidence. So if you didn't submit a strong case and submit enough evidence, you're going to get a request for evidence. You may also get a notice of intent to deny if you're missing a piece of document. Like, for example, you got divorced overseas and you didn't attach that as part of your case. You may get a notice of intent to deny, NOID, or you might get an actual denial notice, because under Trump the first time around, if you filed the adjustment of status application, you forgot the affidavit of support, they would deny your case. You forgot the medical, they might deny your case. So be careful, guys. That's going to be the big thing. It's going to get tougher and tougher to get a green card in the United States under adjustment of status. Make sure you're prepared. All right. Now, the second thing is, for asylum seekers, whether you're filing affirmative asylum or defensive asylum. Again, affirmative asylum is, let's say you came on a visit visa, a student visa, you're afraid to go back, you file the asylum application with a USCIS officer. Defensive is if you came over the border and you got placed into removal proceedings and you have to file it with the court and you're prepared. Both of those cases are going to get tougher. And how are they going to get tougher? Well, you're going to have a lot faster interviews with USCIS officers. So you file your case this year in 2025, you might get an interview in this year. People used to file their case and wait around for 1 or 2 or 3 years saying, oh, I'll just get my evidence together. You better have your evidence now, because you're not going to get a chance if you show up unprepared for your asylum interview and the immigration officer says you don't have enough evidence or your story is incredible or something else, and they're going to send you to immigration court. Okay. Now in immigration court, judges are going to be under pressure to have a lot more hearings done. What does that mean? You're going to have faster dates where you're going to have individual hearings, and the master calendars are no longer just going to have master calendar after master calendar. You're going to have a master calendar, and quickly you're going to have a trial date set for your individual hearing. So be prepared. Make sure your attorney knows what he or she is doing and that you're ready to win your case, because if you lose, it's going to be a removal order. And given the fact that ICE is so prevalent in America now, if you lose your asylum case, ICE may come looking for you sooner than later, even, especially if you have an appeal pending that gets decided by the BIA really quickly. Just be careful about that. Be prepared on those asylum cases. Now, this last one is something that a lot of my clients that are overseas have to deal with, which is when they have their interviews scheduled at the embassy, after waiting a year, 2 years, sometimes more, they get placed into administrative processing for background checks. I have a bad feeling that there's going to be longer delays in administrative processing for your case. So let's say I'll use the embassy that I have so many of my clients in Islamabad. They have an interview, it's a husband or wife, citizen that's filing for their spouse overseas. That husband or wife overseas is going to be placed into administrative processing, and that could be 4 months, 6 months, or a year or more. A lot more cases are going to go to administrative processing or 221G or some sort of refusal. That's not a real denial. And I would encourage you guys, if you're waiting for 6 months or more, start talking to attorneys to try to do a mandamus lawsuit, because there's no way that your husband, your wife, your family member overseas should be in administrative processing for 6 months to a year or more sometimes, okay? So just be prepared. And there's lots of videos I put out there how to be prepared to make sure you're not in administrative processing. Make sure your DS-260 has no mistakes. Make sure you come prepared with all your civil documents, your financial documents, evidence of the relationship, so your case doesn't get refused or denied or placed into administrative processing. Okay, guys? So those are the three biggest things I'm predicting, and I'm pretty sure are going to start taking effect, through 2025. Thank you very much.